After being at sea for several hours in thick fog, we finally get to the edge where we start to see land, and we'll be setting foot on the island shortly.
Attention passengers, we are now approaching the Porto Basque terminal. Please prepare your belongings and be ready to disembark shortly.
For centuries, this harbor has welcomed travelers and endured the pounding Atlantic.
T-minus 2 minutes until docking. Please ensure you are ready to leave the vessel.
The Alasunu has been our passage across the Atlantic, carrying us from the fog and mist, bringing us closer to the rugged shores of Newfoundland. Now our time aboard her comes to an end.
We're doing it! Alex, you good?
We have now arrived at Porto Basque. Welcome to Newfoundland.
At last, the tires touch new ground, and with it comes a surge of energy. The expedition is officially underway. Excitement, anticipation, and the unknown is waiting. Apex Expedition is made possible by Morimoto, lighting the way where few dare to go. In collaboration with Rotopax. Go further, come back stronger. Outfitted by Go Overland Canada. Proven gear for exploring beyond the map. Brought to life by ALX Designs. Custom designs that's as bold as the journey. Before hitting the highway, we make a quick stop. Tyson spotted something just off the road. A rusted caboose, a station building, and a stretch of track that leads to nowhere. But this place used to lead to everywhere. This is Porto Basque, once the western terminus of Newfoundland Railway. In the late 1800s, this is where the land and sea met. Trains rolled in from St. John's on a narrow gauge track, loaded with freight, mail, and passengers, and were ferried across the Campout Strait to Nova Scotia. It was one of the only places in the country where rail cars literally floated between provinces. This system wasn't perfect, but it was Newfoundland's lifeline. Before highways carved through the landscape, it was the train that stitched the whole island together. And for Tyson, it hits even harder.
So I do have a background in my family. My great grandfather was the president of the CN. So that's the Canadian Pope. It's, as you can see, it's all rusted up. Wow, this train is old.
His great-grandfather, Alexander William Piers, was a major figure in the Canadian rail industry. His legacy tied to the rise of CN, and Tyson's grandfather drove trains for a living. The sounds, the tools, the stories, they're all part of his bloodline.
Bro, look at that.
So standing here isn't a nod of the past, it's a connection to family. The trains are gone, but the tracks still lead to somewhere. And for us, that direction is forward. From Porto Basque, our journey pushes onwards. The road stretching north, carrying us towards our next stop, Stephansville, a town whose story was forever shaped by the Second World War. Stephansville was once home to the Ernest Harmon Air Force Base, built in 1941 as part of an agreement between the United States and Britain. This massive installation turned a quiet Newfoundland town into a strategic hub for the United States during the Second World War, right here on Canadian soil, where we'll be picking up our final member,
What is up? God damn. Dude, this is sick.
Noah, best known around here as a local photographer and content creator, capturing the raw beauty of this island.
How you guys been? How's the drive?
That's good.
Dude, this is crazy.
Definitely long, but...
Nice to meet you, Noah.
I'm Tyson. Yep.
Tyson?
His work has showcased Newfoundland's wildest coastline and rugged cliffs, earning him a loyal following drawn to the way he sees home. On this journey, he steps in as our lead expedition member and lead photographer, guiding us across the island that he knows best. Our goal is to journey to every edge of Newfoundland. Having already touched the western point as we disembark from the ferry, our path now turns slowly north, with a few detours along the way to uncover the island's beauty. One of those stops is tonight's first campout at Long Point.
Are you guys nervous? Are we nervous? No.
The water, I mean, the wind doesn't seem bad.
It's gonna be epic, actually. I'm not nervous at all. It's gonna be epic, you know? Morning shots are gonna be insane.
Near the edge, you can really sense the water on both sides, crashing against the rocks surrounding you. Being in the dark feels even more remote, like you're out on the edge with nothing else around. As we turn in for the night, we know tomorrow will greet us with a backdrop of mountains rising further inland, a backdrop waiting for the morning light.
Okay, we just got to Long Point Beach. We got everything set up. The tent from Go Overland Canada is set up. Everything is looking perfect. And we're gonna sleep just great because we're in much need of sleep, I think. It's clear to say. So we're going to bed, and when we wake up, we'll show you guys the amazing view that we have. Alright, we got it set up. Chef Kyle and Chef Tyson. Sure. Gonna cook up some eggs and avocado toasts.
This morning, we take in the views this campout offers. Blue skies, rolling waves, and the calm of the shore. A good meal gives us the energy we need before the day ahead. We'll also be making a quick reset, making sure every piece of gear is organized and ready as we continue north. This usually consists of us breaking down the kitchen and ensuring that everything is fully washed and properly stored. From there, the focus shifts to the rest of the camp. The rear hatch is our production bay, holding our main power source for our personal and production equipment. The Anchor Solix F3800, a 3.8 kilowatt-hour power station capable of running both camp and production for about 3 days before we need a recharge. The upper shelf holds personal layers and essentials for when the weather turns. We're additionally putting up the insulation layers in our rooftop tents. After a night of wind that cut deep into the cold, it's a small step to make sure we're better prepared for the northern winds still to come. Outside, our Go Overland rugged case carries the recovery must-have. The gear you hope you won't need but can't travel without. As we depart, a fellow Overlander rolls by. A brief reminder, we're not the only ones chasing the road ahead. Our first camp is checked off the list, and as we roll out, camp fades in the mirror and the journey pulls us onward. We're now backtracking on our route before veering north, slowly making our way toward the first gas stop of the day. The station is North Atlantic, but this isn't any just regular fuel stop. Tucked behind it is something that most travelers never notice, a hidden gem waiting to be discovered. Just steps away, a sheer wall of water crashes down the rock face, a reminder of how powerful and untamed this land really is. While Noah stays back to fuel up and check over the rig, the rest of us take a chance to slip away and catch a glimpse of this majestic waterfall.
Big waterfall. We brought a life straw and the water tastes fresh, but the fact that we can go on the ledge of that waterfall, not many waterfalls can do that in the world. That was epic.
After topping off and taking in what Steady Brook Falls has to offer, we're back in motion. The road now pulls us towards the most intriguing and geologically unique locations on the island, the Tablelands. To understand the Tablelands, we have to journey back almost 500 million years ago, to an ocean long vanished. When ancient tectonic plates collided, a rare slice of Earth's mantle was thrusted upwards. Rock that normally sits miles beneath our feet is now exposed to open air. This mantle rock is called periodite. Deep underground, it gleams green, but once exposed to air and water, it weathers into this rusty and barren slope that now surrounds us.
The Earth's mantle, which is in the middle of the Earth, I guess, and then the tectonic plates came in together and pushed it to create these mountains of like that rock, I guess it is. Yeah, that's cool.
Standing here, you're not on any ordinary ground. These slopes were born under unimaginable pressure by shifting continents and vanished seas. Few places on Earth let you walk across the planet's inner skin.
Yeah, baby!
The Tablelands feel otherworldly, almost Martian-like. It truly feels surreal to be in a place like this. Leaving the Tablelands behind, we make a quick stop in Rocky Harbour, a nice little charming town Noah likes to pause at when he's passing through. This place is known for its hospitality and seafood restaurants. Unfortunately, we won't have the chance to sit down and try them, but from what we hear, the food here is nothing short but delicious. With these incredible landscapes, we couldn't bear but stop and take a quick photo session of the rig and the picturesque mountains. While still in town, we take full advantage of the gas station. Filling the foreigner's tank, and especially our Rotopax cans, that extra range will matter as our trajectory leads further and further north. Things will start to become more and more remote and less accessible. At this point, we start to acknowledge that it's best to be overly prepared and carry as much fuel as we can, since the next few days will only get more and more isolating.
No glacier beer for Kyle.
Since it's already late, we'll be setting up camp nearby on a local campground called Greenpoint. Having everything prepared tonight ensures that we'll be ready for what's up next without any hassle. Alright, so we just set up camp. Battery bank is a slight issue. It's lower than anticipated. We're sitting at 47%, which is good, but we need to have enough power to power through 2 more days. which means that we're going to be running short on the last day. This campground did say they were going to be able to provide electric power, but given their adapters, it doesn't work. So that's the current issue we're facing with. Other than that, we're really tired because it's been a long day on the road. We've been going back and forth, adapting with all the camera gear with the whole team, and settling the itinerary. So what we're going to do is head to bed right now and have an early start tomorrow morning first thing. So let's get to bed.
You really can't ask for a better night's sleep with a nice ocean breeze coming in and subtle waves as a lullaby. As dawn breaks, the campground and the wide open sea come alive in the daylight. It's a scene that makes you pause and just breathe it all in. While taking in the view, with a little time on our hands this morning, we decided to enjoy the luxury this campsite offers. A real shower might not be something you'd expect on an overlanding journey, but here it's a small slice of comfort after days on the road. And after a few days out here, the team is more than ready for that refresh. The water might be brisk, but it's a wake-up call that makes us feel human again. By the time we're cleared up and dressed, it's like a reset button before the day's adventure. We linger for a final moment, taking the time to gather ourselves, a pause before stepping into something entirely different. A place where scale defies imagination, and where stones itself tell stories older than time. The landscape feels hushed, a flat surface holding the memory of a time where ice stretched across the horizon. What remains now is a silence heavy with history.
This is what we're looking at today. We're basically going up through this fjord. So this is what the glaciers, the ice, basically would have looked like 15,000 years ago. The weight of the glacier ice that used to be here 15,000 years ago is the reason why the land is so compressed.
This area is one vast level plain, shaped by the sheer weight of the ice well over a kilometer thick. This weight pressed the land flat along the shoreline, leaving behind these plains that still mark where the ice once stood. It's a silent reminder of an age when ice ruled the horizon. Towering above us are cliffs that reach more than 2,000 feet high. In studying mountains, they've discovered something remarkable. The roots of a mountain can extend as deep in the earth as its height above. That means, at one time, these very peaks may have stood as tall as the Himalayas. This place is also famously known for its waterfalls. Hovering above us is known as the Pissing Mere Falls. Although they claim to not be the ones who named it, the name has certainly stuck. These falls are fed by snow melt and rain, constantly reshaping the landscape. To understand the water here is to understand its scale. Western Brook Pond takes approximately 15 years to completely flush itself out. In comparison, most lakes will renew their waters 6 to 8 times a year. It also plunges in depths more than 500 feet, with much of its volume lying below sea level. What you see here is one of the most purest environments on Earth. At the end of the fjord is the drop-off point for a backcountry route that leads towards Gros Morne's peaks. It typically takes 3 to 5 days to complete. You need a backcountry permit once you set out, since you're completely off-grid, something we hope to take on in the future.
Just docked from our boat tour, so we went through the fjord right to Pissing Mere Fall. So now we got to head back 2.7 kilometers, walk back to the car. We're going to load up the truck real quick, and we got about a 4.5 hour drive up the Lance Meadows.
As we say our farewells to Gros Morne, we can't help but to look back and enjoy the view one last time.
Have you guys picked up on any Newfie slang yet? I've said it a bunch, and I don't think anyone's catching on to anything I'm saying. I always say like yes guy, best guy, but
Yes, guy, best guy.
no.
Having hours ahead on the road gives us plenty more time to understand and learn about the Newfoundland slang. We'll be making our way slowly north with the hopes of reaching our camp before nightfall. But before we do, we end up crossing paths with some unexpected company roaming the landscape.
We have Jess and Cariboo.
Oh, they're there.
Oh my god, they are actually big.
They're big, yeah. They're
Well,
not
I
as
mean
big
like
as
their
moose.
heads, but
We came across woodland caribou, once numbered in tens of thousands across the island, but now far fewer remain. In Gros Morne National Park itself, the herd is only around 400 strong. A rare encounter and a reminder that from here on out, it's worth keeping our eyes out for wildlife.
pretty cool, man. I was expecting bigger though,
No.
but I don't know. I haven't seen a caribou. I've never seen a.
No, it's not a dome.
What are you doing?
As we were parked, we noticed that one of our straps had come loose and broken off.
Yeah, so our strap came loose, snapped in half.
It's always nice to do walkarounds on expeditions like these, to catch small issues before they become big problems. Having done so, and hopping back in the rig, not even moments later, we come across the most unexpected surprise.
That is amazing. My jaw is just unhooked. As you may see, we have a beautiful iceberg in the background, and it's getting pretty late. Very cool outside. Temperature is dropping rapidly. I don't know if you guys can hear, but there's a lot of wind. So we're making our way to the next camp. And yeah, prepare for this iceberg. Pretty cool.
We can definitely feel the wind cutting through our jackets in open areas like this, and we'll be sure to gear up accordingly as the journey pushes us into colder weather, since this is only the tip of the iceberg of what's to come.